It is very ridiculous that this statement from police boss is coming 2 weeks after the victims of anti-protest operation were buried. But why did they have to wait until the burial before this rebuttal was issued? Because today, police boss is giving us a twist and a spin against what, according to me, is open data.
We've seen in the recent past, and very unfortunate, senior members of the society going to mortuaries, hiring dead bodies, calling media, telling media that these people were killed by police officers. How low can some of our leaders sink?
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Koome, the Inspector General, saying in full glare of camera that Azimio la Umoja leaders went and hired bodies from mortuary and paraded them before media to show that, and to claim that they were killed by the police. But let me school the IG with this one point. In journalism, there are different tools of collecting news, and one of those tools is observation. That is why you are allowed that, especially in the times of a crisis like that, you are allowed as a journalist that you can get attribution from an authority. For example, if you go to an accident scene, the traffic commander will give you data about the casualties. But you are allowed literally to count. And Victor Bwire told this. You can ask MCK. You are allowed literally to count, so that even if police is telling you 4 people, you can count whether you're seeing 4 people. If someone telling you 3 people were killed here, and you are there, you can literally count and see whether those are 3 people or 2 or 1. So, you can blame politicians by creating this narrative. But this is the truth, that journalists have to make observations and count, because they were also on the ground. And there were other data sources still also that were collecting. This is a very reckless, for lack of a better word, it is a very reckless narrative, because as we speak, the parents are still mourning their sons. And due to these killings, there are some women that have been rendered husbandless. There are parents that are now without fathers. And so let's just face the fact. Who is this parent that can use the body of his son to be used in a political narrative of police brutality? Who is this person? You know. And okay, fine. Let me still ask the police boss again. So what was the end game of parading people that allegedly have been killed? So what was someone going to benefit with that? Was there some pay? You know? And we've seen politicians attending burials. The story about the son, and I saw the story by Citizen TV, interviewing the mother in Nyalenda who lost the 2 sons. Do you want to tell me that this is one of those cases where politicians bribed for the bodies to be used for political narrative? We've not sunk that low. And I think sometimes you need to be very responsible, even as people in power. This is a bit reckless, for lack of a better word. I want to play for you this video. I once used it in this podcast. This is Millie Odhiambo breaking down in tears After viewing bodies of those who had really victims of anti-government protests in Kisumu. Millie Odhiambo opening up and breaking down, saying she had seen. So do you want to perceive that allegedly this is what is happening? And the reason I'm saying is reckless is because of this. The protest stopped 2 weeks ago. The information about those who were killed was very saturated during 2 weeks ago. Now, when you bring this statement now, where is the evidence? And what you're simply doing, you know that they have been buried. Because people have been buried, now there is no recourse. You know, it's immoral. You know, it's not good. Because there are parents that, no, hapana, hatufanyi hivyo. Hapana, we are beyond that as a country. Now, I want to help Koome. The best way to rebuttal this is the police and government has data. I want to help. Government just produce your data. What is at your disposal? I saw there was a data that was released about 850 shops broken into. There was X number of roads blocked. There were 300 officers injured. The same way, give us data about if 300 officers are injured, then how many Kenyans are injured and how many Kenyans are killed, are dead. Give us your data. That's the most responsible thing to do. If you want to do a good rebuttal, then to dissuade the public from what is perceived as a political propaganda, the most lethal neutralizer of a propaganda is data. When you give people data, you will end the whole conversation. Relay the full audit about the police operations during the protests. The media is available. Call press briefing and give people the full audit. How many police officers you sent? What are the number of bullets in XYZ? How many returned? And how many were there? Which place? And this is what happened. And this is the data you have. Because what had happened is there is a lot of confidentiality. Just come out of that confidentiality and give the public data or rather audit of that operation. Lastly, you have photos and videos. Show us. You know, the very devastating video about some few Kenyans that are pulled out of their houses and hit in Nyalenda slums. So instead of even rebattling that and giving a statement about that, you're honestly giving us some twist about just trying to manage the situation. And really, I don't think that is very responsible. It is a bit irresponsible. Now, this narrative has been floated with these three objectives. The first one is very clear: redeeming the image of the security sector, security force. It's true. I don't know. And if there is a department, a sector that should not even think about redeeming itself, is about them, because the blunders are normally recurrent. Yes, even if a protest is called today, it will be the same story. The second objective is to disarm Azimio la Umoja about the emotive police brutality. The police brutality has been a line that Azimio la Umoja has even put it as a precondition on compensation of the families that that lost their kins during the protest. So it is just another strategy to disarm Azimio la Umoja of that police brutality. Lastly, I think the IG is trying to rebuttal the claims of the ICC links to the Kenyan crisis. That is also what's happening, because this statement is just coming a day after the whole ICC then blew out, coming out clearly that even Karim Khan, the prosecutor, had to excuse himself or had to be pushed out of the Kenyan cases, any Kenyan case, because of his links with William Ruto. Because the country is talking about the ICC, probably they're trying then to cover their faces from it. But I think even if you wanted to do this rebuttal, the most responsible thing that you would have done it immediately. You can't come out weeks after even the families bury their kids, then you start now creating stories. And again, who is this such a desperate parent that would hire, a dead body for hire? And I think even if we are looking for rebuttals and how to counter propaganda, we need to be very strategic and very sensitive at times. This is a bit insensitive. Are you moving your office staff from one place to the other, or even relocating? You need a reliable company that will guarantee you safety of your treasures. Affordable and professional. Contact Topmark Movers. Topmark Movers are amazing, and they will make sure that your staff reach that destination very safe. Topmark Movers are within Nairobi. Whether you're moving from one estate to the other, or you're moving your office or your household from one town to the other after getting that job transfer, then you need to contact Topmark Movers. Their number is 07 19 17 43 07 19 17 43 93. Topmark Movers, quality is everything.